Regardless of how different we are, each and every single of us is trying to become financially free. That's like an international objective that everyone has, especially those who are saying that money isn't important at all. Because in most of the cases, these are the people who work 9 to 5 all of their life. And that's why you can't expect yourself to become financially free while doing what everyone else does. You have to take a different way. But unfortunately, we can't cover all of that in this video because that will take endless numbers of hours. That's why I will suggest you 5 books that will take you out from 9 to 5 cycle and guide you towards achieving financial freedom. These books had a tremendous impact on me, and I'm confident that they will certainly help you as well. By the way, the Amazon links for each video will be in the description. The first book on this list is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You probably already heard about this book because it's one of the most popular and influential books out there. And the reason it's on the top of the list is because it's entirely focused on changing your perspective. A lot of people jump into starting an online business without really understanding how business works or shifting their mindset from an employee to a business perspective. And then they wonder why isn't their business working? Why are they so constantly failing? That's why you have to read this book. Becoming rich isn't much about the type of business you start or specific skill you master, but rather it's more about the way you approach life in general. Your mindset or perspective is the key factor in your success. But Think and Grow Rich isn't the most enjoyable book to read, especially to those who aren't big fans of reading. That's why there is this book called The Richest Man in Babylon by Klassen. It's pretty much the same book as Think and Grow Rich but presented in absolutely different way. Most of the lessons are illustrated in a little story about 2 friends who are tired of being poor even though they have been working hard all of their life and finally decided to do something about it. So they go out there and seek an advice from the man who was known at that time as the richest man in Babylon. It's a very short and interesting book that doesn't really take a lot of time and yet provides incredible value. Let's move to the next book on our list. Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. This is not a traditional book that is focused on general ideas to change your mentality, but rather it's more about giving you a practical advice on almost everything that's related to money. Anything you have to know about money is somewhere there in one of the chapters of this book. This book will answer almost every single question you can think about. Unlike other books on this list, this one is pretty big with around 700 pages, and I am sure that a lot of you will struggle to read it. But if you don't have the will to read this book, you probably won't have the will to achieve financial independence. Tony Robbins is a self-made millionaire and one of the best financial advisors out there, and when you read the book, you will feel as if Tony included everything he knows about money in this book. Trust me, it's worth your time. But now it's time to move to the next book. Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind, which is one of my favorite books ever. When you have poor person's mentality, it's really difficult to understand how rich people think because all what you see is that rich people simply have more money than the poor for one reason or another. Maybe they're just lucky or simply inherited that wealth, or they simply have different genes. But all of that are simply excuses that we come up to make ourselves feel good about ourselves. And this book explains with practical examples of how rich and poor people look at the same thing but with 2 completely different perspectives, and that's why one of them is rich while other is poor. The author has done such a great job that even if you're not a consistent reader, you will enjoy reading this book. It's probably the most interesting book on this list. Finally, let's move to the book that you must read regardless if you want that or not. This is one of the books that had a significant impact on me personally because it's simply a masterpiece. And I have read this book more than 10 times probably. In fact, I found this book so helpful that I have made a video about each and every single chapter of it. Unlike other books on this list that are directly related to financial freedom, this book is focused on the life of 50 Cent. How he went from being this poor kid in the streets of Queens where the only hope for him was becoming a drug dealer and ending up in jail, to building a business empire that made him a millionaire. This book is filled with lots of historical examples and completely shifts perspective on everything. And after reading this book, you will make financial independence as your first priority in life. Of course, there are a lot of great books out there, but the purpose of this video was to focus on books that will give you a practical way to become financially free. If you don't have the time to read all of these books, you can simply listen to them, which is what I prefer to do. And the best place to get audiobooks is Audible, where you can get right now 2 audiobooks completely for free. This video is not sponsored by them, but that's simply the best place to get audiobooks, so I have left the link in the description. And now it's your turn. What do you think? What's the book that had the biggest impact on your life? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, hit the like button if you have enjoyed this video. And if you don't want to miss the next video, then hit the subscribe button and the bell besides it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.